Good day, ladies and gentlemen, and I certainly hope you're having a fine one. Okay, what you got in front of you here is a big pile of German-made, keying on that word, German-made Puma knives. Now, Puma, let me grab up this box here. They have what they call their XP series of knives. I'm not sure where they're out of. And they got their IP series of knives which come out of Spain. And then they got their SGBs, which come out of China. I can't swing with a lot of them, but I can these German knives. Now, for the most part, everything I'm going to say right here applies to every single one of these knives because they're all handmade in Germany. Okay, and the way you can tell is they come in a black box, not any other kind of color. Okay. That's one way that you can identify, if you will, a German-made knife. And they also have a certificate of ownership in here. I'm not going to get into all that because, but they do come with a certificate of ownership, reg card, if you will. But you want to see a black box. Now, the knife I'm going to be talking about is this brown sheath right here. And I got very, very lucky on this. I found this knife on Amazon. I've never seen it anywhere else. I got it from a guy in Florida for a $65 bill. And for a German knife, that's almost unheard of. And the model number of this guy, I don't know, I'm having a lot of lighting problems up here in Montana because the weather's all kinds of gooped up. But it's a model 118375, if you can see that. Anyway, there's plenty of German writing on these black boxes, and like I say, if you're after one of these handmade or factory tuned, if you will, Pumas, it better come in this box right here. Okay. Now, here is this knife that I didn't even know was in existence. Okay, but I figured I'd do a quick review on this in case somebody runs into one of these. You'll know exactly what you're getting, because when I went and looked all over the net, when I found this on Amazon, the only thing I could do on Google was just find some Google images of this particular knife right here. You follow me? I couldn't find any technical data at all, but I'll render you some here for what I know. I know for an absolute fact that this is a German-made knife. They always put this writing on here, and it'll mention something about handmade or solid in Germany or whatever have you. And they also put the model, and there'll be a serial number. Like in this case, this is serial number 103. Okay, and this steel right here, I measured this steel in here. And what was it? 5/32 of an inch thick. In other words, a little bit more than an eighth of an inch. The blade right in here from here to here is 5 5/8 inches long. The whole entire knife is 10.5 inches long, and I don't know how much it weighs because I don't have a real good set of scales. Okay, and of course, all of these Pumas come with this, staghorn, European staghorn on this handle. Very, very nice. I like these German-made Pumas because they use a proprietary mixed steel. In Solingen, Germany, they mine really, really good steel. And what Puma does is they've got their own magic little formula, and they put, trace elements of different metals here, and several different metals to fortify their steel, if you will. But if you can see that, it says New Hunter right there, Solingen, Germany, and so what you see with this knife is what you get. It doesn't have a lot of fancy bolstering. We don't have a bolster right here, an end cap or nothing like that. But I was quite surprised because the write-up on Amazon was very skimpy, and I took a chance on this, and I was very happy to get this knife, okay? Now, real quick like here is my other Pumas. this guy back here, I'm not going to bother to pull him out of the case, but this is a Bowie, a Puma Bowie right here. This is my oldest owned Puma, the one I've had the longest. This right here is a Skinner. This guy right here is called a Pathfinder. This is another one that's kind of hard to come by. I got real lucky. I made a long-winded YouTube video about this knife right here. This is called a PAL 2, this guy, and this is called the Deer Hunter. It's a gut hook. Okay, now just for craps and giggles, if you don't think that these Puma knives aren't, you know, if you think they're junk or whatever you're thinking, just Google Puma White Hunter. This knife right here is fashioned a lot after a Puma White Hunter, and those White Hunters are going to run you anywhere from $350 to, you know, up to $400, $450. But like I say, I got real lucky. I got this knife here for, you know, $65 bill plus shipping, and so there you are with all that. But if you're looking for a Puma, I highly recommend that you get the German-made ones. They factory tune them. I've seen some YouTube videos. They don't have a lot of YouTube videos out because I think that factory, they like their privacy, you know, but they've outsourced a lot of their knives, just like everybody else, trying to stay afloat. By the way, Puma is one of these companies they've been in business since 1769. That's about 6-7 years before America became a country. Okay, right there, see where my thumb is? See that little dimple? That is a temper mark. All Pumas on the right-hand side of the knife, it's generally that little dot or dimple, if you will, is usually right in this area right here. But if you can't find that little dimple, I'll pull a knife up here. I know every time I do that, I get my autofocus has trouble in this low light. But that's one of the ways you can ID a German-made knife, because they proof the temper by you know, taking a center punch or whatever kind of a tool that they use, and you give it that little temper's mark of approval, if you will. You know, the temper, the Rockwell hardness on this guy here is around, I don't know, 55, 56, 57 on the Rockwell hardness scale. So, but that's what this is all about. So, okay, I don't want to make this file too awful long, but there you go with a Puma New Hunter is what it's called. It may be called a Puma New Hunter Staghorn, but that's my Puma collection. So that's the end of this video file. Have a nice day, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you very much for tuning in.